Hello everybody, thank you for joining us for our Meet the Support Teams webinar. This is your chance to get to know some of the teams that will be around to help you once you're a registered student at the University of Hertfordshire. My name's Kat, I work in the international office, and I'm just going to take you through some of the buttons that you can use to interact with us during the session as well before we go into the information. So you will see a chat. I can see some of you using that already, which is excellent. Please feel free to use the chat to talk to each other. It does move quite quickly, so if you have any questions for us panelists, please put those in the Q&A box instead of the chat, and we will be typing answers as we go, so do check out any written answers that we've done. If you are sharing your personal details in the chat, do just be mindful that this is an open session. So if there's any links to group chats to join, they aren't administered by the university, they will be by somebody else in the chat. So please just be mindful of that as well. And whatever information you're sharing, keep your personal details private, but you feel free to say hello to other people, find out what course they'll be joining. So you've got the Q&A button as well. Ask us questions throughout the session. Once we've finished all the presentations, we will be reading out some of your questions live and asking them to my fellow panelists who you'll get to meet shortly as well. Now, just before we start, to give you a bit of information about what we're going to go through in this session, we've got members from the Chaplaincy, Student Enquires, Residents' Life, Community and Safeguarding, Wellbeing, Students' Union, Student Funding and Financial Support, and then we're going to go to Q&A, but carry on asking questions throughout and we'll answer as many as we can during the session. What we're going to do first, though, just to get a bit of information from you, we're going to do a poll. Please feel free to join in and it should pop up on your screen in a minute. But what support are you aware Herts offers to students? So this will just give us an idea of what you're already aware of before we start the information in the session. So you should see that on your screen now. It's multiple choice, so select as many as you're aware of, and if you do want to join in, that's great. So you might already be aware of the Wellbeing team, employment support, assignment and exams, budgeting, chaplaincy, accommodation, events and activities and student clubs, medical and staying healthy, or something else as well. If you do want to put that in the chat, you might just help other students be aware of something that you've picked up as well in your research. Excellent, lots of you joining in, which is brilliant to see. Thank you. We do love a bit of engagement from you during these sessions. I'm going to close the polling in just a moment and then we'll have a look at the results together. And then I'll start passing to my colleagues to go through their presentations. Okay, let's have a look. So this is excellent. So we've had somebody tick absolutely every single section. Lots of you aware of the accommodation, the clubs and activities and the employment support. A few then also aware of wellbeing, medical and staying healthy, assignment and exams. Then budgeting and finance comes up after that. Then chaplaincy. So we'll be able to give you a bit more information about the support there. And then other as well. So I'm going to have a look in the chat, see if I can see any, and then we'll start the sections. Let's have a look. Oh, excellent. Just a few of you saying hello. Thank you, everyone. What I'll do now then is I will pass to my colleague who'll tell you a little bit more about chaplaincy.
Well, good morning, everybody, and it's great to be talking to you. And I wish you all the very best for your time at Herts. It's a great place, lovely campuses, and we look forward to having you here. Can I have the next slide, please? So the question this morning is, what is the chaplaincy? Well, it's a service that is free to everyone. So you can access the chaplaincy as you wish. We offer spiritual, social and pastoral care. So on the spiritual side, we help cater for your religious needs. Essentially, we are here for anybody, so you can come to the chaplaincy with life issues or questions. Maybe you get here and life's a bit bumpy and you just need somebody to talk to. Well, we're here for that. And then if we think you need more structured help, we can signpost you to other places. So do always check in with the chaplaincy, and we'll see what we can do to help you. We are here for all faiths and none. It doesn't matter if you have a faith or no faith. We don't distinguish who our help goes to. So it's really important to remember that. We have quiet and reflective spaces. That's getting more important these days, because places like the libraries, the learning resource centres can be very busy, and maybe you just need somewhere quiet to sit and pray or meditate or just be quiet. We have those spaces. We have a small space on de Havilland campus. We have a much larger facility on College Lane called The Key. So do come and check it out when you arrive. We have a team of volunteer chaplains. You'll see a slide in a moment, coming from all different faiths. So again, this could be somebody who is in your faith that you can talk to. And we are a place that you might be coming with no ideas about faith and you want to learn something about faith. Well, you can come to us and find out. We help the student faith societies host their events. So we also have information about how to connect up with them. And there are various prayer sessions, Friday prayers that you can join in with. And then we also have a weekly programme of activities. So we will have craft sessions, we will have cafes. It's all free. You're just welcome to turn up. I'll take the next. Oh, before I move on, I'm showing you a picture of our assistant chaplains. That's Grace on the left and that's Radley on the right. Sadly, I'm about to leave the university, but I'm setting you up so that there is provision in place, and that's why you haven't got a picture of me today. You've got a picture of Grace and Radley, who can look after you when you get here. I'll take the next slide, please. So these are our volunteer chaplains. As you can see, we've got quite a range, and we have posters all over the place with their contact details. So it's not hard to get in touch with them. They are volunteers, so they're not an emergency responding service, but they are there to help you. And again, we have things like Tom, who comes in and runs meditations. He's a Buddhist, but the meditations are open to everybody. And Mike, who's our Jewish chaplain, he comes and helps at the cafes. And he's great for conversation. So if you're feeling you just need to talk to somebody, come and meet some of these lovely people, and they'll be happy to see you. I'll take the next slide, please. That's just some pictures of our lovely spaces. We do our best to be sociable. And like I said, if you turn up to some of our cafes, we have cakes and as much hot chocolate as you can drink, basically. And as the seasons are changing now and it's being autumn, you're very welcome to come along and get a hot drink and a nice piece of cake. And I'll take the last slide, please. So how do you get in touch with us? Well, that's quite important. There is an email address, chaplain@hearts.ac.uk. You will get to know the Ask Hearts service when you are looking now or when you get here. Loads of information on there, and you just need to look up chaplaincy, and that's where we post our weekly events. And at the bottom there, we do quite a lot of social media. I need to update it today. We are now at Chaplaincy, so add CY onto the end of that at, and you will find us on Insta, and that's where you can get lots of our information as well, and all the things that are happening. So enjoy the run up to getting here, and we look forward to seeing you when you come.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Fiona. I'm so sorry to hear that you're leaving as well, but thank you for giving us the information about who will be taking over the role. Okay, I will pass to student enquiries now. We've got Chris.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. Thanks, Chris.
Excellent. I was dead worried. So yeah, welcome everybody again. Like to welcome you all to the university. Really looking forward to having you all on campus. So I am team leader with the Student Enquires team. If I could have the next slide, please. It kind of gives an overview of our service. So we are we call ourselves the first point of contact for the university. Many of the teams here don't have a direct line of communication with Enquires. They're working really hard behind the scenes, making sure everything gets done. So my team is the front line for the queries. So we will receive a lot of queries about a lot of different subjects. We know a little bit about a lot of things, and as much as we can, we will aim to answer that question. But obviously sometimes it's not possible. We have to liaise with the other teams. So yeah, sometimes it's not possible to get a direct answer or an immediate answer to the queries there and then, but we will do our best to help as much as we can. We appreciate, especially for new starters at the university, it can be a very strange culture, a very strange climate. Yeah, we do understand the queries will come in. As I say, we do do the best we can to answer those at the point of contact. We man the phone lines, so we do have a lot of phone calls coming through, especially in September. If the waiting times can be quite high, unfortunately, we're not a huge team, but we work as hard as we can. We do try to see you as soon as possible. We've got 3 counters across the 2 campuses. So we've got the main one is in Hutton Hub, where I am at the moment. It might be a little bit noisy behind me. Apologies if you can hear that. We've got another one over at De Havilland campus and a smaller one at the Innovation Centre on College Lane. But due to staffing issues at the moment, that's only going to be open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But yeah, so counter service for any queries you might have. We issue ID cards for home students here. International students will get their ID cards at their main registration appointment up at the LRC. Yeah, so the resources I've listed on the bottom of this slide are for your benefit as well as ours. Obviously, for the most part, which is what we use when we're asking the questions. As I say, at start of term, it can be extremely busy in the hub. Just as a point of warning, I think last year, we topped about 1.5 hour wait at the worst time for somebody to be seen from the point where they got the tickets to the counter. But what I would recommend is, as has already been mentioned, the Ask Hearts website is a valuable source of information. There's nothing worse than seeing somebody that's been waiting for over an hour where the information could have been found on the Ask Hearts website. Obviously, we're more than happy to see you. We're more than happy to talk to you. But I would say, if you've got a query, have a look on the Ask Hearts website first. There's every chance it might be answered there with a very simple process to follow. Also, the hearts.ac.uk website, it's not just for course information. There's a lot of useful information about accommodation, international students, etc. So again, it's a valuable source of information there. When you come to us, you can download the Hearts mobile app. You get a copy of your virtual ID card on there, your various different updates, relevant news topics to your course. And also what we use probably the most for that in my team is the map function. If you're ever lost or stranded, you're not sure where your class is, it's a bit like sat nav. You can put in the class name, class number, and it will give a step-by-step process of how to get from where you are to where you want to get to. So that's very handy to have. Tuition fee calculator, again, is always really handy if you want to know exactly what fees you got to pay and when. And again, contact details down the bottom there. We've got a contact form if you want to get us by email. The phone number. Say you're more than welcome to come to the hubs. It's worth checking on the Ask Hearts website as well, our opening hours. Generally speaking, at the start of term, counters and phones are open from 9 in the morning, Monday to Friday, and they'll close at 4:45, Monday to Thursday, 3:45 on Friday. But yeah, we're always here should you need us, and we will do everything we can to help. If I could have the next slide. Thank you very much. So this is just, again, a rough guide, a rough breakdown of the kind of queries we get. So it's not just limited to this, it could be anything and everything. Currently, we're getting a lot of accommodation queries. Obviously, once students have got their offers, they want to get their accommodation sorted. Unfortunately, the accommodation team are, again, very busy behind the scenes allocating the rooms. So we're taking the calls for them. We do everything we can to help that. tuition fee queries is a very common thing we help with. We work alongside the finance team to give the information needed. Module information, for example, if you haven't been allocated modules you think you should be, or you want to change your modules, those calls come through us and we pass them on to the admin teams. General course inquiries for applicants and existing students if you want to transfer a course. Financial support, we do everything we can to signpost callers to the support they might need. Registration is a hot topic at the moment, obviously. That started yesterday up at the LRC. So again, anything registration will come through us, as well as graduation, which has just started today. We also handle certain specialisms within the team. So we handle the student parking for residential and extenuating circumstance, so the commuting students parking permits. Unfortunately, there are very limited spaces on the university. I think it's about 300 spaces for 2,500 resident students. So yeah, residential parking permits, all the information needed for that is on the Ask Arts website, but we deal with those. We also work on council tax exemption certificates and Oyster card applications. They could come through my team. We'll also stamp rail card forms for overland rail services. Obviously, if you've got one of those, you need to get the form from the station. You also need a passport size photograph, and we'll stamp and sign those for you. And issuing ID cards for home students at the hubs, international students up at the LRC, and just general any ID issues you might have. If the card stops working, if you lose it, if it's broken, if you haven't got the access you feel you need, come to us, and again we'll answer the questions we can, and we'll pass on the ones we can't. But yeah, I think that's my last slide. But as I say, by all means, come see us, give us a call, and be patient if we are busy. But yeah, we will do everything we can to make your stay and your experience a positive one. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Chris. Thanks so much. And yeah, absolutely. That Ask Arts web search, I use that most weeks. Definitely an amazing resource. So please, everyone, make sure that you bookmark and save that. Now we'll pass to Residence Life.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Charlie Wright, and I'm the Deputy Resident Life and Safeguarding Manager. So Res Life are a dedicated team that works 24/7, 364 days a year, supporting all students that live on campus. So alongside myself, we have a team of dedicated Res Life officers that work during the day, and then we've got RAs, which are specially trained student staff that work out of hours. So this ensures that whilst you're living on campus, there is somebody always available and ready to deal with any kind of issues or queries you might have. So our role is centered around safeguarding welfare and pastoral care, and ensuring that students feel safe and supported and part of a welcoming community. This includes safeguarding under 18s and vulnerable adults by working proactively to assist those who may need some additional support. Alongside this, we do uphold the accommodation code of conduct to maintain a positive and respectful living environment for everybody. So when you do come to living on campus, you'll find in your kitchen a code of conduct, which is also included in your license agreement. This is essentially a list of expectations that we have for students that are living on campus to ensure that everybody is safe. And when there are breaches of that, it would be our team that would kind of invite residents in to discuss that in more detail. At the heart of what we do is building a strong sense of community within our halls of residence, and we have a Res Life balance program which starts at just towards the tail end of September. This runs for 6 weeks and provides you with lots of information around the type of support that you might need as an individual that is living independently for the first time. We also have our Res Life program, which is essentially daily events on campus. That ranges from anything from craft sessions to games nights and pet therapy. This is designed to promote inclusivity and bring students together, and also to combat loneliness, because we understand that, that sometimes it might be difficult if you're in a flat that's particularly quiet or things like that. So it's really important that we have these events in place so that you never feel alone. I guess I'd just like to finish by saying that essentially, whilst you're living in halls, or as it might be known to you as residences, Res Life are always here kind of at any time. If you have any questions, if you've got any concerns or anything at all, you can email us via our email address, which is on the slide, or you can call us via the security number, or you can drop us a message on Instagram. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Charlie, for that. Yeah, definitely make sure that you've got all these emails. If you are staying on campus, everyone, then do take a note of that email address as well in case you ever need it. But what we'll do now is we'll go to Sarge for community and safeguarding.
Morning and hi everyone. I'm Sarge. I'm the International Support and Events Officer, and I work for the Community and Safeguarding team. And this falls under the Dean of Students Office. So our work, what we do and my team is very similar to what Res Life does, but we support students who live off campus. And that's the main difference. If we would go to the next slide, please, that'd be great. So yeah, if you live off campus, we're here to support you. A bit like what Charlie said. Charlie obviously focuses on campus. We focus on off campus. So if you're renting privately, if you're living with friends, anyway, that's not on campus, on accommodation, you can definitely get in contact with us. Our email address is there, which is at community@hertfordshire.uk, and we're here to support you in a variety of things. So our main role is supporting students with regards to safeguarding and well-being issues. Okay, this is where we're here to discuss, talk to you, and point you in the right direction. We work closely with all the different other teams within the university. So whether it'll be mental health issues, academics issues, student immigration. If you came to us, you lived off campus, and you came to me and said, "Oh, Sarge, I need help with regards to my visa, my academic," I would, if I can't help you myself personally, I would then say, "Okay, you need to contact your personal tutor, or you need to speak to the student immigration team." Okay, so we can be the first point of contact for students who are living off campus, and you can just email us at community@hertfordshire.uk. So as it says on the slide there, I'm just going to read a little bit. It says, we support students who live off campus and help resolve any difficulties that may arise. It can be anything really, but things that we do cover are things like you may have issues with your housemates, you may have issues with your landlords, you may have issues with your contract. But what you do need to understand, of course, we can't work miracles. So my recommendation is, before you get into accommodation, make sure you look at the contract, make sure everything is in place properly. And if you don't know, please seek our advice first, because sometimes if you're stuck in a contract, we can't just take you out. It's literally impossible, because that's binded by the contract in itself. So if you do want some advice, please come see us. And if you have any difficulties anyway, regardless, afterwards, do come speak to us, and we can help you. So we do act as the first point of contact for residents as well in the local community. So if there's a noise issue, noise complaint with neighbours, partying, etc., or students, should I say, neighbours can come to us actually and say, "Look, we believe students live there and they're causing issue, or there's rubbish out on the streets and then I'm putting in the bins, etc." We also do house visits. So we go around, obviously if it's within our locality, within Hatfield. If you're living somewhere far, it's very unlikely we can come visit you. But if necessary, if there's a safeguarding issue or a welfare issue, then we can send the police to your to come down and make sure that you're okay. So our main concern is definitely safeguarding and welfare, and we do cover everything. So it could be, domestic, health, anything like this. Just to make you aware, we do also cover non-academic misconduct issues as well. So just and that is also covered by us again if you are living off campus. It says something on the slide. They're called PAL accredited landlords and letting agents. So PAL is a code of the university works with the local council. So the properties that are part of the PAL system, there's a certain code of conduct that they need to follow. So we do always recommend that if you are going to go to a property off campus, you look for PAL accredited properties, and they do have their own website. You can go there and you can search for properties. If you're not going for PAL accredited properties, we may not be able to help you as much, okay? Because obviously there's dodgy landlords and all sorts of stuff like this. So just be careful of that, and what kind of contract that you're going into, whether it be lodging, renting with a friend, paying a friend, if there's no contract in place, etc. Okay, so PAL accredited landlords is what we recommend. For support and queries, it says queries obviously contact community@hertfordshire.ac.uk. If you can go to the next slide, please. So, as I mentioned, I work for the community and safeguarding team, and we help students who live off campus with any sort of issue, and we point in the right direction. I do have an additional part to my role, which is separate from the team that I work with, is orientation and events. So I also put on some events throughout the year, and especially focus at the start of term. So at the start of term, we call something called the Orientation Week, coming up from the 13th of September. I work closely with the international office, and we're offering airport collections. Okay, it is limited, and I believe the spaces are all booked. But we do offer airport collections. Thereafter, we have different events every day for that first week. So we go to a campus tour. So if you want a tour of campus, I believe it's on Monday. We have a supermarket tour. We also have a movie night. We also have an international information fair where we have internal and external services there. So please do come down to that. And that's on a Tuesday. And then we're gonna have like a food night on Friday as well. And then I also give a welcome talk on my own in person in one of the lecture rooms. And it'll be similar to this, going over some of the things that we can provide and help and support you with regards to that. Throughout the year, though, I do other events. So monthly, I do a coach trip to different cities and towns around England. So if you are interested in exploring England and going to different towns and cities, London, Oxford, Cambridge, St. Albans, please do join us on these events. I do try to hold a monthly movie night and a monthly game night too. So these are some of the images you can see here, some of the places we've been. We've been inside Parliament as well, met a local MP, etc. If you go to the next slide, please, that'd be great. So this is how you can follow me on social media. We also have a social media place. UH Community and Events is on Instagram. It's the most active, and I recommend anybody to follow that if you want to be up to date with our coach trips, etc. Because they're limited spaces and they run out very quick. Also, if you want to speak to me, because I'm international student support and events officer. So to be honest with you, if you're an international student, you just want to speak to me and get some advice, I'm happy to speak to you and connect with you. We can even go for a chat, and then I can point you in the right direction where you need to go to, whether it's Res Life, for example, or whether it's another team that you need to speak to. There's a Twitter or X, as it's called now, UH Student Life. It's not as active, but you can follow that too if you want. I hope you guys have a safe journey here, and I'm excited to meet you all. That's it from me, so thanks so much.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Taj. And yeah, lots of great support. Really exciting events as well. I'm always jealous that I'm not on those, but yeah, do check it out and sign up, everyone. We'll go to Students' Union, please. Thanks, Steph.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Steph. I'm the Assistant Advice Manager here at Hertfordshire Student Union. Next slide, please, Kat. So here's just a little bit of a quick whistle-stop tour as to what the advice and support team can offer you when you come to Hearts. Our advice team can offer free, confidential, impartial advice on a numerous of different areas, such as we can guide and support you through the academic appeals process. We can support you through academic misconduct investigations, any complaints. If you're having any difficulty, we can help you through the complaints procedure. If you'd like to submit exceptional circumstances, extensions, or fit to sit exemption requests, housing disputes, along with the other teams that just spoke earlier, personal support, not counselling. Karen from the mental health wellbeing team just spoke there a second ago, problem solving, and many, many more things. We're also offer a listening ear. Our welcome desks are on both campuses. Always pop in if you're ever unsure and you have a question. We'll always try and answer your question. If we can't, we'll always signpost you to the relevant service. Advice is available in person, online, or on the phone by pre-booked appointment. Our email address and how to contact us in the bottom of the screen, advice@heartssu.com. On one of the next slides, there's more details of the SU in general, of where you can contact us, but that's just a kind of a whistle-stop tour of the areas of advice we can offer you when you come to campus. Next slide, please, Kat. And what else does Hearts SU offer? So from our welcome desk, as I just mentioned, we've got one on College Lane campus and we've got one on the De Havilland campus. We have free period products available all year round, free condoms, free sexual health testing kits, pregnancy tests. We are also a hate crime reporting service. And we also can do food bank referrals when things get tough. We can have a little chat and we can make referrals for that. Next slide, please, Kat. Again, what else can Hearts SU offer? So I work in the Advice Centre, but we have way more than just the Advice Centre available at Hearts SU. So you could join one of our student-led societies and meet some new friends. It's a great way. There are over 200 societies currently going. So, you know, you can either join one that feels that it meets your kind of interests, or you can start a new society with a group of friends and you can lead the committee. You can join our student staff team. So we've got numerous different teams, and we are always looking for student staff to help us out on different occasions. It's nice, again, a nice way to make friends, and it's a nice way to get involved with the union. You can create positive change by becoming a student rep, so being the voice of your class, or an SEO, which is a school community organizer. You can attend some of our events. There's really something for everybody. The community events team have an amazing program that's been arranged for basically the month of September and October and throughout the year, of great different events for daytime and nighttime to meet some new friends as well. Also, involvement with extracurricular activities has been found to align better degree outcomes. So please do get involved with your SU. There's something for everybody. On our website, which is heartssu.com, it has a whole fresher zone area where it shows all the daytime and nighttime events. It has all the details about the different societies. It has all details about advice, how you can submit an appointment request. You can find out some more details about the team and lots more information just that you may need throughout the year. Next slide, please, Kat. Again, here's some details of how you can contact us. So our SE president is Jubar Ahmed. So he's our elected president. So he is the president of the Student Voice. So you can contact him at president@heartssu.com. For general queries, you can contact us at contact@heartssu.com. And specifically for advice in the team where I work, it's advice@heartssu.com. Please do follow our socials. The tagline is on the bottom of the screen. That's where lots of information and promos and just information will be really, really frequent throughout the next couple of weeks, so you can see what's going on campus. Again, I mentioned about our College Lane office, so we're in the Hutton building next to the forum. Our hours in the welcome desk and advice is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday, all year round. We also have an office on the DHAF campus near the Western Auditorium. It's to the left-hand side as you walk in. Opening hours are 10 till 4, Monday to Friday, term time only. Again, there's a little bit more about advice on the bottom corner. You know, we are available by appointment. By email is normally the most easiest way for students to contact us. We always try to respond within 2 working days or sooner. Again, our welcome desks are on both campuses with welcome desk assistants, so you can always drop in, and if you have any questions, please do get in touch. But yeah, we're looking forward to welcoming you on campus, and please check out our website, heartssu.com, for all information that is going on for you to get involved with student activities and just to meet some new friends. And yeah, good luck. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Steph. Okay, next up, we're going to have a look at student finance, some budgeting and account management. So thank you.
Hi all, I'm Gabriela. I'm from Student Funding and Financial Support. I work as an officer. I will share some budgeting tips and tell you a bit more about tools that our students use for money management. I will also tell you a bit about tuition fee payments for the upcoming academic year, and also how to get in touch with relevant teams. Next slide, please. So Wellbeing is a platform that we use for financial education and also financial support funds. It has been designed to help students with budgeting, money management, and also improving your career skills and learning how to manage your money in the UK, how to open bank accounts, and how to apply for financial support funds, which we have in place. If you go on our Hearts website or UH website, you will find Wellbeing, and you can sign up with your university email address and also create a password. And also you can download their app, which is really great, as you can connect it to your bank accounts and it can tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong when it comes to money management. You can get in touch in regards to financial support with our team on financial-support@hearts.ac.uk. And if you are an international student and you have any queries regarding your tuition fees, you would usually get in touch with the other team, which is Student Account Management, and their email is finance-tuition@hearts.ac.uk. Next slide, please. So some of the budgeting tips which we created based on our assessments of students' bank accounts and our one-to-ones over the past academic year. So rent should be your top priority in terms of your living expenses. Shop carefully and use price comparison websites. Supplement income with part-time work where possible. And also speak to our careers team at university, as they can offer you a really valuable advice when it comes to looking for part-time jobs, supporting you with your CV. Create a monthly budget in advance. This is a really good tip, because you can also use Black Boolean to create a monthly budget in advance. Meal preparation rather than takeaways, as takeaways can be quite costly and can have a huge impact on your budget, even if you may not think so, but it does add up if you do this every day. Daily costs such as coffee and lunch adds up to over £500 per academic year. So prepare your own food at home and bring your coffee in a travel mat. There is lots of microwaves at the university which you can use. Stay clear of all loans, overdrafts, and their interest rates. A lot of times we see students getting into contracts to get the latest phone. I wouldn't advise you to do this because it doesn't prove that you're in financial hardship, and it can also impact you negatively if you do require financial hardship. You can use free budget calculator, which is available on Black Boolean. Please avoid gambling. Don't fall for it. It will only cause you financial instability in the long run. And please avoid carrying large amounts of cash with you. At the university, most places are operating using card-only payments. We do not accept cash when it comes to paying tuition fees. And a lot of our students in the past have had issues where they have been robbed and had to involve police. So please don't cause this unnecessary struggle for yourself. Just make sure that you keep all your money in one place on your bank account, and please avoid carrying cash with you. Next slide, please. So as a financial support team, we do have some budgets in place over the academic year, which are designed to support students with certain emergency. However, please note that you need to be able to provide evidence in order to be eligible for this support, and this support is usually limited. So we do have 2 financial support funds in place, which are overseas emergency financial aid and short-term assistance grant, which is made for both home and international students. So OWEFA, which is the Overseas Student Support Fund, is for unexpected temporary financial hardships. It is not designed for students in the first semester of their course. And if you do need more information about this, contact our team directly or find guidance on Ask Hearts pages, which will be published around October time. Usually the turnaround period for applications is 4 weeks, but as we receive more than 1,000 of applications per academic year, this can sometimes take a bit longer. Next slide, please. Another fund that we have in place for our home and international students is short-term assistance grant. So it is designed to help students with their cost of living, and it is available to all registered students. Applications usually open in October, so also keep an eye out on full criteria and guidance, which will be published on our Hearts financial support pages. Or just get in touch with our team when it comes to October if you do require some support. The turnaround period is also 4 weeks, but can take longer due to the very high volume of applications that we receive. Next slide, please. So this is not something that I deal with, but I work within student finance. So on behalf of student account management team, I just wanted to show you some information about tuition payment dates. I believe you all are already aware of these. So prior to registering as a student at the university in semester A, you must pay 50% of your tuition fees. By the 5th of January, you need to pay the remaining 25%. And then by 13th of April, you need to make sure that all your tuition fee payments have been cleared. You can find information about tuition fee payment dates and further information if you are starting after semester A on Ask Hearts tuition fee payment dates for 25-26 academic year. Details on how to pay. You can make an immediate payment or visit our website to find other methods of payment such as Flywire or Convera. And who to contact for tuition fee queries. As an international student, you would be in touch with student account management. Their email address is finance-tuition@hearts.ac.uk. If you are a US student, then in that case, you would be dealing with our team, and you would have to email usloans@hearts.ac.uk. University does not accept cash or checks as a form of payment, so please follow the instructions which are usually given to you prior to registration. And I also believe International Office provides this information as well. So yeah, thank you. That's it for me. Right, these are just some additional information on how to get in touch with us. So you can get in touch with if your queries regarding financial support, you would get in touch with us via financial-support@hearts.ac.uk. We also have a financial support page on Ask Hearts where you can find all our funds and information and how to apply for them. All tuition fee queries, please contact finance-tuition@hearts.ac.uk. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Gabriella. Okay, what I'll do now, I think before we go to Q&A, I think we might have Karen back. Karen, can I just check if your audio is working, and then I'll whiz back to your slides so we can go through your section, if that's all right.
Yeah, I've joined Charlie. Thank you, Charlie, for coming to find me, and hopefully this will be more successful.
Excellent, thank you. Let me just get back to your slides. We'll go through from the beginning of your section then, Karen, just because your audio was going out. But yeah, thank you so much, Charlie, coming to the rescue as well. Right, let me just go back to here. 1 second, everybody. Thank you for waiting. Okay, and I'll just reshare now, everyone. You can all see that in just a minute. It's just loading.
Right, so here again, I'm Karen from Student Wellbeing. Next slide, please. Student Wellbeing is part of Dean of Students, and we've got a lot of different departments that make up the whole of Student Wellbeing. Student Wellbeing covers any support for you around your emotional, your mental health, disability and health-related issues. All of our service you can self-refer into, or you may be referred to us by your academic staff teams, staff in Red's Life or community. but we're based upstairs in Hutton Hub on the College Lane campus, and we're really accessible for you to come and ask about anything that we can help you with. Next slide, please. We have our mental health team. Mental health advisors will meet with you regularly and support you through any difficulties that you're having. They can signpost you to other areas of support and advice, or you may also be signposted to have some sessions with a counsellor. These are confidential spaces for you to work and to talk through any of the difficulties that you're having. If you're waiting for a face-to-face session with a counsellor, we also have online services that we can refer you to so that you can get help 24/7 and a whole range of information to support you with your studies and personal life whilst you're here at studying. Next slide, please. The disability team and the advisors that make up the disability team will also help you if you have any additional physical needs or learning needs. They can also work with you to make sure that adjustments are put in place to make life easier for you. This might be around adjustments to your living accommodation. It could also be support to change your study skills, and we'll put together a study needs agreement, which means that everybody who works with you will understand your individual needs and best be able to support you. You can link in through the Ask Cards page to seek advice and further support around getting a study needs agreement put in place. I'd suggest that if you feel this is something you'd need, that you'd get this put into place as soon as you arrive, because it takes a while to get an appointment and to get those plans put in place. Next slide, please. The harassment, domestic abuse and sexual misconduct team, we're here to support anybody who's had any issues, any problems around harassment and bullying, any domestic abuse or sexual misconduct. And this might be abuse that takes place in the immediate and is a recent incident, or it could also be something more historic that you want support to address and talk about. This is another confidential space where you can work with our independent advisors who can support you, give you a space safe to discuss, and if you want to refer on and report the matter to the police, they can be there to help you guide through that. We also have a Speak Up, is our means of reporting incidents and making disclosures, and you can connect through that public form by clicking on the link. You'll also find lots of information throughout the whole of the university signposting you how to use that Speak Up service to report anything that you've got any concerns about, or you can email directly into the harassment team at harassment@herts.ac.uk. Next slide, please. Slide there about Speak Up, again, a link through there. We'll take any concerns that you've got there and be signposted to the right teams to support you and quickly get you the help that you need. The Speak Up service can be reported anonymously if you just want to make the university aware of an issue. But if you do put your name to it, then we'll be able to offer you more direct support and make sure that your needs are addressed. Next slide, please. We'd also recommend that you register with the medical centre as soon as you arrive and not wait until you're feeling unwell. The medical centre is also in Hutton Hub, downstairs on the College Lane campus. The medical centre can help you with all your medical needs. They have doctors that will give you appointments and go through whatever issues you're having to do with your physical health. The opening times are every day, Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. They are not open on the weekend, but there are other services that will be able to help you during that time. Further information about the medical centre can be found on the link. Next slide, please. And to contact us, the Student Wellbeing email address, again through Ask Cards. If you look on those pages, there's lots and lots of information about all the different services, or you can also phone through directly on our line. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Karen. Thank you for coming back to do your section. What we'll do now then, everybody, is we'll go to Q&A. So thank you so much for everyone who's been waiting. I'll just get the Q&A slide up. So if you do want to ask a question, please do pop it into the Q&A box. We've been very busy typing some answers to some of your questions as well, so please do check out the typed answered questions section, but I'll pass to Jess now.
Brilliant, thank you so much, Kat. And Kat, we've had a few students who've said that they're having a few issues with online registration, but it's saying their share code is still under review. Are you able to give us a bit of insight into that?
Yeah, absolutely. So with the registration, once you've done your online registration, you'll then get the box that asks you to input your right to study share code. The team at Herts will be checking that. They won't actually fully review it though until your face-to-face registration appointment. So that will stay under review. All you need to do is there'll be a new box that pops up, which actually invites you to then book your face-to-face appointment. It might pop up once you've kind of logged out of the system, logged back in, maybe just give it a day just in case for it to update and recognise that you've put a share code in the box. But yeah, that share code box will stay under review until you're fully registered and you've completed your face-to-face appointment. So continue with booking that.
Fantastic, thank you so much, Kat. I know a few people have actually mentioned that, so thank you for covering that. I've got a question here, Chris. I'm wondering if you can help me with this question. So we've got a student and they've said they're wondering if they're able to get a formal letter from the university explaining the term times as well as vacation periods as well for an employer. Is this something that the university offers, Chris?
This is a very common query. Unfortunately, the short answer is no. The only thing we can offer is a student status letter, which will confirm, obviously, that the student is a registered student with the university. In regards to proving to an employer for work purposes, the process is outlined on the Ask Herts page. I forget the actual title, but there's a lot of information. If you go to the Ask Herts website and look up like working as an international student, I think is the title of the page, or words to that effect. So we don't do a term time letter, we don't do a vacation letter. The term times and vacation dates for the university are on the main university website under the term and semester calendar. But yeah, as far as we do get, unfortunately, a lot of students, we are trying to work on something. The legalities of it is very complicated, though. It's not as simple as just giving a letter, because with so many students and so many different courses, so many different study patterns, there's just not enough resources in the university to offer a bespoke letter for every student, unfortunately. But as I say, plans are in place. We are working on something. It's not proving that easy, but hopefully at some point that will be rectified. But in the meantime, all the information needed, tell you what I'll do, I'll try and find the link for it and I'll pop it in the chat on the Ask Herts website, because all the information, everything we can do is outlined on the Ask Herts page. So if I pop that in the chat, hopefully people can pick it up from there.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Chris. Yeah, that'd be really useful for the students in the session today.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Stephanie, I've got a question here, and I'm wondering if Ellen might be able to help as well here. But we've got a student, and they've said they're wondering if there are any on-campus part-time jobs as a student ambassador or within the student union. And if so, how would they apply for these types of jobs? Is there a certain portal, a certain link? Would they speak to the teams?
Yeah, if they go on to heartsu.com website, go under opportunities, it'll link it up to a portal that is Handshake, which is the online recruitment platform. So yeah, if you go through, that's for any part-time jobs that's available at the SU or in the local area. You can access that through the opportunities tab on the heartsu.com website. I'll also put our website details in the chat so it's easier. But when it comes to ambassadors, I'm not sure about that side. I know about from the SU.
That one.
Okay.
Thanks, Stephanie. No, that was really helpful because I was wondering about the SU one. Yeah, so for student ambassadors, you can use Ask Herts. I think, again, we were saying earlier how useful Ask Herts is even for staff. So there is a form to register interest on there as well. So once you're here and registered, you can go onto there and have a look, and then you can register your interest. There is a deadline for that. for it's the 24th of October by the looks of it. So if you are interested in doing that when you're here, go into Ask Hearts and just search student ambassadors and that link will come up. And then also as well, Stephanie mentioned Canvas, but you've also got the careers and employment team who are based here in the Hutton Hub. So again, when you're here, if you're looking for part-time work, please pop along and speak to a member of the team there. They offer excellent support for students, and they can help you to look for a part-time job.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Stephanie and Ellen. That's brilliant. Karen, I'm wondering if you can support us with this question. So a student has said, how do we register with a GP? And so how would someone register with the medical centre at the university? So we're really lucky to have that on campus.
Right. Once you arrive, if you go into the medical centre, they can help you with that. There's also, if you check out the Ask Hearts pages, there's links there to that information. We would strongly suggest that you use the medical centre on campus if you're living on campus, or you can register with a GP elsewhere if you're living off campus or further afield. But there's all the information on Ask Hearts about how to do that and what your rights are. As a student, you will get access to services. I believe you need to be studying longer than 6 months, though, to be able to get that access.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Karen. That's really useful. Kat, I've got a question here. And the student has said, is there a nursery on campus available for children of students?
Yeah, there is a nursery on campus. We do have guidance on how to contact the nursery and everything that you need to arrange on our pre-arrival guide, so do check that out. There is a lot of admin you need to do. It is a popular nursery because it's so convenient for current staff and students, so you do have to apply for a place. Fees apply as well, so depending on how many days you need the childcare, how old your child is, so do your research, have a look at that. But yes, there is a nursery available on campus.
Thank you, Kat. Fiona, I've got a question here for you. Someone said, are there any part-time jobs available within the chaplaincy department at the university?
I'm sorry, I'm just getting you back up on my screen. I am here and I will appear quite shortly. Yeah, apologies. No, there aren't part-time jobs available in the chaplaincy, but we do welcome people who want to come along and help serve teas and coffees and meet others. So please look at it as an opportunity to get to know people, but we don't have any paid jobs, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for answering that. It's a great question. It's good for people to ask as well, and also really nice people to get involved with teas and coffees. I'm sure you can meet some lovely people, good networking. And I've got a question here. Quite a few students are saying they're still waiting for their CAS letter. So they've sent their financial documents to the in-country teams, to their agents. They're still waiting for their CAS letters. Is there any kind of advice or deadlines we can give people, or is it just that they just need to be patient at this moment in time? Because obviously I know there's lots of CAS that will need to be issued.
Was that for me, Jess? Sorry.
Yes, sorry, Ellen.
Yeah, I think it's an extremely busy time of year at the moment. So the team are working super hard to get all the CAS out. I know the in-country teams are working really hard as well. If you are at the stage where you sent everything in and you're just waiting for those checks, to be made, yeah, please just do be a little bit patient. I know that everybody would like their their CAS and to start their visa appointment as soon as possible. If you are sort of worried, then please do contact your in-country representative if you have one for an update. But please do be assured that everybody is working around the clock extremely hard to get these out to you, so they will be with you as soon as possible. Make sure again you check the start dates and the latest date to register on the website as well, and so that will give you a bit of sort of reassurance as well in terms of your timings to get here.
Thank you so much, Ellen. Kat, I've got a question here. Quite a few students are asking when their course will start for September. But I think quite a few people have said, well, they can see on the website it says the 15th of September. Their student portal might say the 22nd of September. What's our advice to these students?
My advice, I mean, it's great that you're checking. I love it when people are doing their admin, trying to get their research together. So yes, we do have a start dates page again on our pre-arrival guide. Most courses will have that start date saying the 15th of September. There are some that start earlier though, so please do check your individual course start date. Your classes might start a little bit after what's down on that table, but we do invite you to come to the university ready for that start date that we've got in the table, just because there'll be activities happening. It gives you a chance to orientate yourself around the campus, get settled in. Some of the events that Saj has mentioned as well will be happening in that welcome week, orientation activities. So our advice is get here as soon as you can, because that's just going to help you have a great starter term, and you must be here and fully registered by your course's deadline. If you can't see your course listed individually on that table, it's probably because it then falls into the top line of the table, which is just for all other courses, so standard undergraduate and postgraduate programmes, unless listed separately.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Kat. I'm just having a look through the questions here. Stephanie, I have a question for you. And someone said, how can we volunteer for the student union at Hertfordshire?
Again, it's all on the website. It's heartssu.com, and there's lots of information on how to volunteer, how to get involved, how to become a course rep, how to become an SEO. All the opportunities are all listed on the website, so you should be able to find everything that you need there. If not, if there's a question that you have regarding volunteering, you can always email us at contact@heartssu.com just for general queries, and one of the team will get back to you with some information.
Brilliant. Thank you, Stephanie. And Charlie, I've got a question I'm wondering if you can help with. So someone said, can they share a single room on campus with a family relative who's also a student at the university?
Thank you for the question. So it's dependent, really, is the short answer. So we have twin rooms available on campus. So you can go into a twin room with another student, be it a relative, friend, or even somebody that you don't know. You can book in as a group, or you can book in as an individual. However, you can also have a friend or family member stay in your room with you if you're not in a twin room, but that has to be in line with our guest policy, which means that you'd only be able to have them stay for 2 consecutive nights in any 9-day period.
Okay, fantastic. That's really useful for people to know. Thank you so much, Charlie. I've learned that now. Thank you. And Ellen, I've got a few students that have asked that when do they receive their course timetable? So a few people have asked that.
Yeah, so good question. So you receive your timetable when you have completed your registration. We obviously there's lots of different courses that we provide, so we're not able to give that information out now. But when you do your registration, that will be given access to. So what we would suggest and advise is that you are looking to sort of, or be available to be on campus for 5 days a week. Obviously some lectures are sort of from the early morning, some can be sort of later in the evening. So until you have access to your timetable and you can see exactly when you need to be on campus, just make sure that you have the availability for those 5 days a week, in terms of sort of where you're looking to have your accommodation, all of those different things that you might have to think about in terms of where you're going to live. Just have that in the back of your mind that you might need to be on campus every single day. But yeah, long answer to that, sorry, but you will have access to your timetable when you have completed your registration.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Ellen. And Charlie, I've got another question here I'm wondering if you might be able to help with. So a student said, when we're living on campus, do we need to buy all of the cooking utensils, or will things like that be within the kitchens on campus?
Sorry, was that for me, Jess?
No, sorry, Charlie, that was for. I don't know if you can hear us, Charlie.
Sorry, I just missed that. Would you be able to repeat the question?
No. Yeah, so sorry, it's probably my internet. So we've got a student that said, when they're living on campus, are they supposed to carry their cooking utensils with them, or will things like that be within the on-campus accommodation kitchens?
So you will need to bring things like kitchen utensils with you. There are things that are already supplied for you, such as hoovers, irons, and ironing boards. but things like cutlery, crockery, knives and forks, you'll need to bring with you or purchase when you arrive. When you move into accommodation, everybody will be allocated their own cupboard, drawer, and fridge space. So you'll just be able to store them safely in your kitchen, and you can buy padlocks for these as well if you want that double reassurance that nothing's going to go missing and it's going to be locked up safe.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Charlie. That's fantastic to know. Thank you. Kat, I have a question for you. So a student has said, is it important for them to carry with them at all times their medical insurance if they're an international student, or is this not required?
I would advise make sure that you know the details. You know, if you've got them to hand, or if you need anything like a medical alert bracelet, make sure that's always with you. But your actual insurance paperwork and documents, you don't need to carry those with you at all times. As long as you know where they are, you've got them. If you ever need them, maybe an online copy and a secured drive so that you can access it when you're out and about in case of emergency. But no, you don't need to carry that with you every day.
Thank you, Kat. And Chris, I've got a student here and they've said, when will they get their ID card? Are you able to advise us on that, Chris?
Excellent. Yeah, very good question. Because of the sheer numbers of international students, the ID cards can only be collected at your face-to-face registration appointment, which should be at the LRC on College Lane. So you need to book, when you've done your stage 1, obviously when you come to do your stage 2, you need to book an appointment. And at that appointment, you will get everything done. You'll be able to fully register yourself, get your ID card, talk to the finance team. There'll be someone from the student immigration team up there as well to talk to as well. So yeah, so international students can only get their ID cards up at the LRC with your stage 2 registration appointment.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Chris. And really good for our students to know that as well. Kat, I've got a question here. So a student has said, should they buy a SIM card at the airport or in the UK, or should they get one closer to the university? Are these available at the university?
Yeah, another good question, Jess. I like seeing people organising things. So no, you don't have to buy a SIM card. You can get SIM cards for free in the UK. They'll also usually be given out at orientation and welcome week activities. So you will be able to pick up SIM cards on campus. So no, don't buy them. They're freely available.
Thank you so much, Kat. And then Ellen, I've got a question here for you. So a student has said, which bank should I consider opening up an account with? Are there branches near the university that can support me with the process? Are there online or digital bank accounts we'd recommend?
Yeah, good question. Again, lots of prepared students, which is brilliant. Yeah, if you've had a look at our pre-arrival webinar or our pre-arrival pages on our website, there's information there on different sort of bank account options. It's really a personal choice as to which sort of bank account you would like to open. There are a number of online bank accounts now where you don't you don't have to have proof of address and things like that, so those are ones that you could consider you could open before you arrive. But if you want to have one where there's a physical bank presence and there's a number in the sort of the surrounding towns, but all of the information is on the web pages, so have a read through, have a look, and then choose the option that's right for you. But there are a variety of options for you to choose from.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Ellen. And Sarge, I've got a question here from a student, and they've said that they're a bit worried that they might miss some of the orientation events. Will there still be events after the orientation week that they can attend?
Yes. Yeah, I'll be definitely doing events after orientation week. So there'll be other events I'll be doing. As mentioned, my aim is monthly coach trip, monthly moving out, and a monthly games night. We also have allotment sessions. We're trying to get that monthly as well. However, it's not just me. As mentioned, the student union, Res Life, Chaplain. There's so many events across the board, Heart Squad, etc. So if they follow the events calendar on our main website, you can see all the different events that we'll be doing. And if you follow us all on Instagram, you'll see all the different events that's happening across the board. So they won't miss out.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sarge. And they sound like brilliant events that you run as well. So yeah, I always get very envious of the new students. Thank you, Sarge. Okay, Charlie, I've got a few questions for you about on-campus accommodation. So someone said, is it okay if their father just comes and helps them set up their on-campus accommodation when they move in? And somebody else has asked, is it okay if they just have a guest stay just 1 or 2 nights whilst they're settling in, or weekly?
Yes, of course. So to answer the first question, of course, if you have a friend or family member that's able to come and assist you with moving in, then brilliant. We always encourage that you bring them along, because it can be challenging having to lug all of your stuff up the stairs and things like that. So if you have somebody that's available to help you, then we would always welcome that they attend with you. And yep, with kind of reverting back to what I said with regard to the guest policy, you can of course have them stay, as long as it's only for no more than 2 nights in any 9-day period. So that basically means that if you have anybody stay over, you can have them stay over for 2 nights, but then you can't have another guest stay over for 7 days. And all guests must be signed in at the relevant help desk, depending on what campus you're on. So obviously, if you're living on College Lane campus, you'll need to get your guest signed in at the Oval. If you're living on de Havilland campus, you need to get your guest signed in at the Resident Life office.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Charlie. That's really worth our students knowing. Thank you. Ellen, I've got a question here. And a student has said, when should they pay 50% of their tuition fees? Is it after booking their face-to-face appointment? Is it during the face-to-face appointment slot? What's our recommendation to students, those liability deadlines?
Good question. So yes, you need to pay your 50% of your tuition fee by the time that you have your face-to-face registration appointment. So there's 2 parts of the registration appointment. So you have the registration process. You have the online part first, which you can complete before you get to the UK, and that's sort of checking all of your details and making sure that's all correct. Once that's been done, and then you have your e-visa share code, you can then book your face-to-face registration appointment for when you know you're going to be in the UK. That's where you come and meet a member of staff, and they'll check all of your documents. You need to have paid your 50% of your tuition fee by the time you have that appointment, so they can check that has been made. So yes, by the time that you have your face-to-face registration appointment.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Helen. And yeah, really worth our students asking that and knowing that information as well. So that's fantastic. I've got a great question here. Kat, I'm wondering if you can help us with this one. And I'm sure everybody in the webinar could help us with this one, though. How can somebody commute from the de Havilland campus to the College Lane campus for their classes?
Yeah, good question. So there is a free inter-campus shuttle that you will be able to get between the campuses. It is walking distance, though. I quite like walking between, especially if it's a nice weather day. It takes about 15 minutes to walk between the campuses, but yeah, there is the free shuttle that runs throughout the day, and you can just hop on that at either campus and ride it to the next one.
Thank you so much, Kat. Sarge, I'll just ask you this one really quickly. I know that you went through earlier some of the events that you'll be running, but someone's just asked, what are kind of the most important upcoming orientation fresher events that will be running that they should be joining?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I would personally say International Information Fair is quite important because we have a variety of internal and external service providers, so they'll get to see what kind of support they can get on that. Then I've also got like a welcome chat on the Wednesday, I believe. I think that's pretty good and important to go to because you'll get to speak to me personally and find out what I can do and how I can support them. So they're the 2 main events when it comes to help and support. The other events that I've got, for example, there's a social event on Friday. This is more, okay, if you want to make friends and stuff like this. So again, it depends on what you want, but and a movie night as well. So if you had to pick only 1 or 2, International Information Fair, because that's where you get to meet as many people as you can, meet the different students and all the different staff members that have a stall on that fair. That's what I would say.
Fantastic. And it is absolutely a brilliant fair. So I do completely agree with you there, Sarge. Thank you. Kat, I'll come to you for the final question. So quite a few people have applied for their visa, which is absolutely fantastic. A few people are still waiting for their visas. They've still got lots of time, but understandably they're getting a little bit worried. And they've just said, what should they do if they start nearing their course deadline? What are our recommendations to them in relation to kind of late arrivals and things like that?
Yeah, so at the minute, everybody, unless you're on a course that has a very early deadline. So, for example, if you're on one of our nursing courses, that deadline is a lot sooner. There's a very short window there. Please do reach out to our teams. Make sure that your in-country rep is aware, and we'd have to see what we can do for you. But For most other people, please don't worry, the course start dates are approaching, but your deadlines, they're the ones that you must be here and registered by your course deadline. A lot of those are actually into October, so you do still have plenty of time. You know, if you're going through your visa process, hopefully you'll hear back within the next week or so, but please don't worry. We will be giving you updates throughout the time, checking in on you, seeing where you're up to with your visa application. Have you heard back yet? Have you booked your travel? You can also keep our teams updated with the overseas arrival form as well. And if we do start getting closer to those deadlines and there is an issue that you can't avoid, we'll have to review the situation closer to the time and see what options we can do. But at the minute, there is still plenty of time for you to be here and registered by your deadline. So please try not to worry, everyone. Just make sure that you've got everything organised in the background so that you know what, you know, your accommodation, you've started your packing with your checklists and everything, and you kept an eye on when the flights would be, so you know what you can book when your visa comes through. All right, I think we have reached the end of the session, everyone. Thank you so much for all your questions. We've had some really good ones there. I'm so sorry if we didn't get a chance to answer your question live. A lot of the questions that we've run through, the information is available on the Herts website or in the pre-arrival guide as well. If you do want to learn more about accommodation, we do actually have an Instagram live session this afternoon. So if you're free and you want to hop onto that, it's on our Uni of Herts INTL International Instagram channel. We'll have Mark and Prue on there just to give you a bit more information about accommodation. So if you haven't booked already, that is the perfect session for you, so you can find out a little bit more. And we are here to support you. If you're worrying about kind of your visa, you're not sure what to do next with registration, please reach out to our international team. Thank you so much to all the panelists who've joined us today to give an introduction to your area of Herts and how you support the students. So when everybody gets registered, they already recognise a few friendly faces from around the university. Please feel free to log off the session now, panelists. I am going to play one last video to our participants so you can see some of the sites around Herts. But thank you so much, everybody, and we look forward to welcoming you to campus in the next few weeks.